they all decided they wanted to become preachers and enrolled in seminary to learn how to spread the gospel. They chose one of the most prominent evangelical seminaries in the country. Yet here they were, these 4 young preachers in training from the Midwest, the South, and the Northwest, hanging around after listening to sermons in class. They were debating whether they wanted to be the one thing Fuller Theological Seminary is known for, evangelicals. "It's still a painful identity for me, coming from this election," said Paul Johnson, one of the students at Fuller. Discomfort with the term evangelical began in some quarters with the moral majority in the Reagan years, which helped make evangelical synonymous with the Republican Party. Ever since, evangelicals have disagreed with each other about mixing faith and politics. Such debates intensified last year when President Donald Trump was elected with the overwhelming support of white evangelical voters after a vitriolic campaign that alienated many Americans. Most recently, after Senate candidate Roy Moore drew strong majorities of white evangelicals in Alabama despite reports of his pursuit of teenage girls when he was in his 30s, some Christians across the country said they weren't sure they wanted to be associated with the word anymore. Even 2 of the grandchildren of Billy Graham, the famed evangelist who helped popularize the term, are abandoning the word. The term has come to represent white Republicans and sometimes close-mindedness and superiority, said granddaughter Jerusha Armfield, a writer and pastor's wife in South Carolina. Roy Moore's failed run for Alabama's Senate seat tested white evangelicals' allegiance to the Republican Party. Would they vote for a candidate who shares their conservative views on social issues even though he was accused of sexual misconduct by multiple women? Preliminary exit polls suggest. Roy Moore's failed run for Alabama's Senate seat tested white evangelicals' allegiance to the Republican Party. Would they vote for a candidate who shares their conservative views on social issues even though he was accused of sexual misconduct by multiple women? Preliminary exit polls suggest. Jen Hatmaker, a Texas-based author with a large evangelical following, sees a mass exodus from the label in her community. The term feels irreversibly tainted, and those of us who don't align with the currently understood description are distancing ourselves to preserve our consciences, she said. At Princeton University, a campus group changed its decades-old name this year from Princeton Evangelical Fellowship to simply Princeton Christian Fellowship. For years, believers have debated whether Republican politics and culture war battles have diluted the essence of their label evangelical, which means spreading the gospel. The term evangelical became popular decades ago as a way to tamp down differences, emphasizing that all people under its umbrella, regardless of denomination, agree to embrace the Bible and spread its word. But politicians such as Trump and Moore have shown how elusive shared faith and values are today.